Welcome back to another episode of the SiXFramesPodcast. Woo! Wow, amazing. Like always, Kevin,
Clea,
Jacob,
Zed.
and Kevin.
So, Kevin, what you been doing?
What you been doing? I've been doing a lot of things. Well, what I've been doing is I bought a lot of games.
Hey.
I went with this guy here, Zed, to a local video game store that's around here. As people don't know, we're from Miami, so we went to a local video game store in North Miami. Mm-hmm. Don't know the name, I forgot.
Multivest.
Okay, thank you.
Giving a shout out.
And I went to go to buy or see if they have Dragon Quest 4 for the 2DS. Mm-hmm. I asked him. He said, "Yeah, we got it." And then he went and was looking at his phone for 10 minutes because he found the game and he was looking at prices to give me a price. And I was sitting there like, bro, you just overcharge me. Just do it already. Just come over here with like $50. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. But instead, he took forever until I was like, you know what? I don't even know. And then Zed's like, "Oh, is that the game?" I'm like, yeah. I was like, "Oh, is that the game?" And he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah." And then he walks by, and he gives me the game. Like, "Is this?" I was like, "Oh, cool, Dragon Quest, $37." I was like, $37. And he's like, "Yeah, they sell it for $40 or $50." It's like, that's not a good price. $37. Mm-hmm. That's retail. That's bidding prices. If I bought that game in GameStop, it would have been $20. Mm-hmm. So it's like whatever. I told him, yeah, that's great. It's a good price. Not really, but it's like, okay, I'll come back if I find something. And then after that, I bought Persona 4. Don't want to release my sources because they're selling Atlas games for the cheap, for the low, in internet, in the internet. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying where, because they already wrote. Hey, look, it was $17 for Persona 4. By the time I came back with this guy, it was $19. So I, not saying where my sources come from. But I got it. Now I'm playing it, which is crazy because I'm playing 2 RPG games, which is also funny because I didn't finish playing Persona 5. So, I gotta fix my priorities. Mm-hmm. And I played the Final Fantasy VII demo.
Oh yeah, how do you think about it?
Yay or nay?
That shit was fun. It was really fun.
Yay.
It's really fun. It's funny because there's been hubla from certain people that they don't know how to play the game, so they're like, it's too hard.
Oh, you talking about the game journalist?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you're a baby. Ooh, crocodile tears. So I play the game, and I never played the newer Final Fantasy games, so those controls are new to me. But it took some time to get used to it. But I handled it well. I probably have to play more to like understand it completely, but it was fun. I love the way it's kind of it's an action RPG instead of turn-based, but it has the same kind of elements. It's just a little bit more action-packed. Mm-hmm. At times, my brain couldn't connect how things were going. I'm like, what the fuck? I love the twist. I like the way, not the twist. It's not a twist. I like the way because I played the original, so I like the way the boss in the demo, which is this big robot mech thing. I like the way you fight him there, which I thought they were gonna do it like how in the game where you're going down an elevator, but they didn't. But this fight was action, crazy action packed. I was like, man, am I dying? Oh, I'm dying. Health.
Kira.
Gotta use my health items, Cura, whatever. And but no, I played that, and it was funny. There's a moment in the game where you put a bomb, and it allows you to pick time. Mm-hmm. So 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I was like, I'm no baby, 20 minutes, right? And what's his name? The black guy, Barrett.
Badu.
I don't know, Barrett. I don't know. I just always remember saying that, then Barrett. It's so funny. But he was like, 20 minutes, that's cocky. I'm like, no. Let's see. And I thought I was going to have to fight the boss, in 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't. So it took me off of a surprise, because in the original game you're fighting the boss fight while the timer is counting down. So whatever, I beat it in 20 minutes. And it was fun. And I don't know much about it, so I need to read more about the game and how the newer differences of it. But yeah, the demo was cool. I liked it.
Okay.
It was fun.
All right, Clea?
Well, I recently watched Osmosis Jones.
Again?
Again? Well, they showed on Stars, so I clicked on it, and let me tell you, I love that movie. The animation is stunning. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, if you really look at it, and even the concept art, it's amazing. And it kind of disappoints me that the live action wasn't that great, because if it was, the movie could have been elevated more. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that are kind of lost. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I still love that movie. It's still one of my favorite early 2000 movies. But I give it a watch for anybody that likes that kind of stuff. So.
Just told.
Osmosis Jones?
Yep.
Hey man, Ozzy Hendrix.
Yep.
Ozzy Hendrix.
Oh boy.
Is that all you've been watching or doing?
I recently also started watching Charmed, the old Charmed.
I've been watching that every time I wake up. I've been watching Charm and what's the other show?
It was
Supernatural.
It's either Angel, Charmed, or
but
Smallville.
But I've been watching that on TNT, so it's Charmed and Supernatural.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I've been watching it recently on Netflix, because apparently they have all the seasons. I started watching it, it's like, wow, they don't make these shows like they used to. It's just, It's very compelling. I really like the characters, it's fun, and I miss the old days.
Yeah. Why? I thought you liked Sabrina.
Well, that too. I like the old version, and I like the new version.
You don't want to watch the new Charm series in CW?
Bruh, get that trash out of here.
What? There's a new Charm series?
Yes.
Ugh.
It's trash.
Yeah, it's a reboot.
It looks like trash. A friend of mine said it was trash.
Trash.
No, I like those girls. Got a crush on them. Anyway.
I know for me, I've been watching old episodes of SpongeBob. I just been oh man, it's so crazy how years back when you're just watching it now, it's just man, this show is amazing. Season 1, 2, you still remember the lyrics, the songs. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. And another thing that I've been watching was the Super Size Me 2 documentary on YouTube.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's kind of talking about the chicken industry and how the creator of the documentary, he makes his own fast food restaurant, and it's kind of specializing in the chicken sandwich, kind of craze that's been going on, and
which I could tell you, chicken sandwich don't agree with me. They do not. They do not. Ever since, changing subjects. Ever since. This is a quick story. Ever since me and Jamal, we were in college, we went to Checkers, and we bought a hamburger and a chicken sandwich. Because, you know, you could buy 2 for $1 type of deals. And we both got, you know, 2 of each. And we went back and I ate the chicken, not the chicken, I ate the burger. It was nice, it was good, delicious. Hungry again. I ate the chicken sandwich. There was a piece that was really hard. I was like, what is this? I was like, it's probably cartilage. You know how these chicken don't come, you know, they're not good. And then, so I kind of like, I ate it. And then I was like, well, let me turn it around. And then I eat this part. I was like, oh, this is better. And then I keep chewing more. And it was hard. And it was really hard. And I was like, what the fuck? And I look at it. And I saw pink.
Seminole.
And I like, what the? And I opened it up. And I saw this big piece of uncooked chicken. And I threw that junk away, and I got sick so bad. And I told Jamal, bro, what the hell? You better check your sandwich. And he's like, no. And then we went to class, and I was like calling, yo, pick me up. I'm dying. And then Jamal's like, all right. And he's like, he started eating his chicken sandwich, and he took one bite. He was like, oh, it's all your fault, Kevin. It's not my fault. You went to the same place. So ever since then, when I eat like fried chicken in fast food places, I just gag.
Oh man. Yeah, but that's crazy though. Like, yeah, but continuing on to the documentary, it was kind of like talking about how, you know, these health, you know, type of benefits in terms of these eggs are not really, you know, beneficial. It's just fake names like, you know, free range chicken eggs or cage free. They're not even really cage free.
No.
They just open the barn door, put sunlight in. Hey, they got sunlight.
Pretty much.
And me being in a dairy store, it's just like, bruh. I mean, I work in the dairy part of the store, and it's just like, dang, son. These people just straight up lying to your face. What do you expect?
Bro, they're not free range. They're steroid chicken eggs. That's what they are.
Right before they're slaughtered. Bok.
Those eggs don't even. You can't even. For most of them, you can't even fertilize them. That's how crazy they are.
Yeah, bro. So like, after watching, I'm just like, dang, I know a lot more compared to my first days working at dairy. I was just like, oh dang. Well, the more you know.
When some people ask me, hey, is this free range chicken?
Well, it's not.
No, it's not. None of it's not.
It
But
says free range chicken on the cart. Sure, whatever. Man.
whatever.
It's just the big chicken industry is just telling you, yes, it is. But actually,
It's like milk.
I say it's free range.
It's just like milk. When people say milk makes your bones grow, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It just makes you fat and lactose intolerant.
Is that what have you been doing?
Been scarred for life by Albedo from finishing Overlord. They tamed her in season 3, but seasons 1 and 2 I had to pause. I was having flashbacks from personal experiences in my life that scarred me for life. But other than that, the rest of the story kept me hooked onto it. So I thought it was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Part of season 3, I text him saying, wait, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. And then when I finished it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on now. Because I'm trying not to spoil any plot.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense now. We're all going to talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Watched Castlevania.
Of course.
Liked it. I want to know what IGN was smoking to give it a 10, but we'll talk about that later.
Yo, they got some dope. IGN, boy.
They got the good kush.
Boy,
Let me tell you something. IGN's been sucking that dick that feet.
Also, went to the same store as Kim was saying for Dragon Age, and I found the Silent Hill HD remastered.
You said Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest.
Get it right.
I'm sorry. Dragon Quest. You play Dragon Quest. I play Dragon Age.
Okay.
But yeah, I found it and I've been loving it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Okay, dope.
And other than that, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
Waiting for the next adventure.
And we watched the My Hero movie.
Oh yeah, we watched the My Hero movie.
Plus Ultra, motherfucker.
That last fight scene was plus ultra, man. Johnny Young Boss coming in. Power.
That movie was crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I know you didn't watch it,
I know.
but let me tell you something, man. It's overwhelming. Anyway,
Especially that last fight scene. Kevin and I were just like, what the is going on?
Studio Bones.
yeah.
They put you know, it's like they did a good job making it feel balanced the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end you're like, okay, this is where the budget went.
They always do.
Well, now that we all know what we're doing,
How you doing?
let's go to these topics.
Yay!
First one, most of them are trailers. Rumble, the new animated film by what studio?
Paramount.
Push your teeth. Yeah. Paramount. So, what's your impressions of that, Jacob?
I think it was a free ground for Rule 34 artists to just whip out their bruh. It was just free ground for them to just whip out their pens, their tablets, whatever, and just start drawing all that porn, bro. Like,
Oh my god.
Is that what you call it? You call it pencils and tablets? Meanwhile, it's like, let's actually see what they're doing.
On that Tumblr art?
bro, like that
Let's stop talking about this. I'm getting visuals in my head.
That tentacle, the tentacle shark monster.
yeah, like bro, when he first came on the scene, right? Because
Every hentai girl's fantasy.
when I hopped on Twitter and I saw like the teaser for it, people were in the comments just like, "Oh boy, it's free game. He's so handsome."
No!
I'm like, what? Oh heck no!
No!
Keep that away from here, man. Twitter is turning into the new Tumblr over 1,000, bro.
Oh boy, that's
Bro, they bro, it was free game, bro. They loved it, bro. And then the
eating it up.
they'll eat that up, bro. But like the red monster, that's obviously going to be the protagonist of this whole thing. They liked his design. They like how,
He's fat.
sort of like that, and then he kind of reminds them of like Sully from Monster Inc. in a way.
Sully?
Yeah, Sully. Yeah, or
Without the
Swoley?
char.
You call him Swoley, and his name is Sully?
Sully. Without the charm of Goodman.
bro. Hey man, to each their own, bro. And it's just
Don't say it like that.
To each their own.
Don't say it like
To
that.
each their own. That's
No, but other than that, it just seemed like it doesn't seem interesting to me. It just looks like a terrible movie in my opinion.
It seems like people like kaijus. Let's make a kaiju movie with wrestling. It's like okay, sure.
This is a bad comparison, but I feel like it's like Real Steel and like
Well, Real Steel is actually a good movie.
I know it is.
It's deceptively a good movie.
It's like
Where an Australian man's playing a American man, learning how to box again, teaching a robot to box again.
It's Rocky with robots.
like it seems like Real Steel and nasty messed up designs from Angry Bird I don't know, like it just gave me that type
You
of
just
vibe.
blew a bunch of people's minds right
I
there.
agree with Zach.
Because then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit."
There's an animation just like this, but not the wrestling part of monsters. But there's a movie like this that is between Real Steel and that movie. I just can't. I have it in my brain.
Uh-huh.
I just can't. I don't know. Fernland? No, I can't. No. It's somewhere there. It's one of those Paramount, those weird, Paramount movies, those animated movies, and those weird DreamWorks movies that come out, and you're like, when the hell this came out? Type of thing. It's kind of because it's funny. It's like the vibe I get. It's like that. What was it, that Chicken Run movie?
Uh-huh.
I get that vibe, and then I get was the one with the cow?
Which one?
From Disney?
No, it's from DreamWorks.
From DreamWorks?
The cow,
Are you talking about?
voiced by Kevin James.
Are you talking about
Oh.
Fernan?
No,
that was John Cena.
That's
That was
John
John
Cena.
Cena.
I don't know, bro.
You're talking about Ferdinand.
Yeah.
No, the other
What?
one's a cow. Remember that? And they had
Are you
his
talking
own
about the Barnyard?
Barnyard?
Oh.
That's Chris Hardwick.
No. In the movie, it was Kevin James that did his voice. Chris Hardwick did the TV show. But that just reminds me of that.
Kind of just like, what is this?
No, it's just the comedy, the way it looks. It just looks like it's empty. Those animated movies where it just feels very, they're colorful, but they're just empty.
There's no life behind it.
There's no life behind it. It's just you have the thing, and then that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I felt when I saw it. It just reminds me of all these movies that, it will get a cartoon on Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Just any old cartoon.
No, it would just
No, he's talking about
like those DreamWorks, like
Jimmy Neutron,
no,
the Barnyard,
like Barnyard,
Kung Fu Panda,
like the DreamWorks
the
one,
monster one.
where they they'll make the movie, and then if it doesn't do well, they're like, oh, let's make a TV show. That's what this reminds me of. One of those.
Poor quality.
And
And then they're gonna go to Netflix at the end.
I bet the TV show is gonna be. Are you ready to rumble? All right.
It already did. It had the Michael Jordan entrance music when he was in the bull. So I was like, okay. Like the only thing I could say is like if the movie comes out, right, that it should have some great action scenes or something, right?
I mean,
So that's the only thing, because this teaser to the trailer does not give you anything. And all it does is just gives you some. What I appreciate, there's no fart jokes. There's no, modern day jokes like dancing references or whatever. So it's like, okay, it's very light on that stuff. So it's making their own jokes.
Yeah.
The only thing they do is this dirty dancing joke, which is like, I guess. It's not like nobody done this before.
At the time of my life.
All right, let's get full.
And I owe it all to you.
You.
Remixes are for Sunday.
We better
Remember, we save it for Sunday.
we better cut this out. But I mean that's all of this. So I don't know. Maybe, but yeah, you're right. It's Tumblr. Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna see some Route 34 real soon.
Ew.
Especially with her corner, his corner girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be him with the corner girl and Shark Boy and Rumble Man in the corners.
Getting into corners.
Oh Lord.
Getting into all the nooks.
Clea.
Well, for starters, I thought it looked kind of generic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like when I saw, it, I was like, doesn't exactly capture my attention. Not like like old Disney movies or like the Disney movies that came out now or like some other ones like Onward. That's interesting to me. It's not like that. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, whatever. It didn't really, I don't know. I mean, Paramount could have taken the opportunity of making like a more PG-13 or rated R movie, but after Jacob made that comment, I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, Rumble means something else.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I just wish sometimes people would branch out of animation instead of making it like strictly for kids. Mm-hmm. I wish like the ones that aren't necessarily tied to Disney, they can just do something a little bit, I don't know, adult, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like another kids movie.
Yeah,
I guess. All right. I mean, I get it. You gotta make some kids movies. They sell kinda.
But do you want another sausage party?
It doesn't have to be like that.
Well, this is
hummus.
It can just be really dark. You know what I mean? I mean, like take a story and like twist it or something. But I don't know, anything.
Then it becomes like Pacific Rim animated.
That would have been better.
You know what? You're right.
That would have been better if it was like they're fighting mechs and the monsters don't look like goofy one-off Disney characters they threw away in the garbage and they picked it up from the trash, from the Disney headquarters trash, and they're like, Paramount, I got some ideas. Which one you want? They all have rejected, not great.
Rejected Sully, rejected Mike Wachowski.
That's the vibe of it. It's like, man, it's like there's nothing. I mean, again, it's gonna be a kids movie. It's gonna make not gonna make their money back. I don't know. I might be proven wrong. There's probably gonna be some crazy like My Hero action scene. We could dream, right? We could dream. There could be some crazy My Hero fighting scenes in this movie.
No.
No, there won't. But, I don't know. It's something, when the actual trailer, when the movie started coming out, then we could see, like, oh, yeah, don't waste your time watching that.
Blasodra!
And then, what do you think?
I pass. Seriously, I got a lot of just the way the character acts. I got a lot of like discounted Wreck-It Ralph vibes. Like, hey, I'm gonna try to do something but suck at it, but that's okay. Yeah, because I'm the hero at the end.
Like, who's the actor from Pineapple Express?
Seth Rogen?
Yeah, he just, I don't know, that's the actor. But
James Franco's the coach?
He just has that Seth Rogen vibe.
Yeah.
Like, all he was missing is like, I can't do it. Right? That's all that was missing.
And like the same Final Express, remember he's coughing because he saw the murder. That's all you need, like, ramming into 5 cars and then leave.
Yeah. But that's Rumble, man. Rumble's it's gonna be some porn and disappointment.
Yeah. It's like it always happens.
All right. Next topic is connected. Connected. I say connection. It's free.
Went to the internet.
No, so this is connected by Sony. I know this studio.
Mm-hmm.
They did Spider-Man's.
Yeah.
Into the Spider World.
What? Spider-Verse?
They did that on purpose.
I know. I'm just...
Then why are you surprised?
But anyway, yeah, connected. So, being that, again, to you, what is your thoughts of this new
I mean, my thoughts on this is just like, obviously, it's kind of like parallel to how we're kind of like doing this world, where we don't really enact eye contact with certain people. If we want to go across the aisle, or everywhere that we go in the sidewalk or wherever, we always look down our phone just to avoid people, just to go on and just look up when we go past them or whatever. But like, this looks like a really interesting movie, to my understanding. But I feel like they gave away too much in the trailer. They could have saved the robot thing as a major surprise, or something close to that.
Yeah, because it makes sense how the movie is about being people are losing connectivity because of technology, and they're not really spending time with one another.
Yeah.
So that's because in the beginning of the movie, it gave me a lot of Goofy's movie, right, where him's taking his son, off on a trip because he's not paying attention, right? And so that's pretty much it.
All right, Max, he's left or right.
But you imagine, but like it's funny because like if you imagine that movie, but with technology from our time. It will be something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I really like. Oh man, it's like Goof Troop, and then when you see, Eric Andre being Tony Stark, and then revealing robots, and then they're coming to attack technology. I was like, what? But it, not like Rumble. This was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Even though they revealed this big thing with the robots and stuff. Now, instead of being Goop Troop, it becomes, Last of Us with robots. And again, what's funny about Rumble and this one, so much parallels. The main character, remember I said I feel like, he's like Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
This one, the dad feels like it's like, what is it now? Like all like the new age like dad characters in animations are like these hipsters like Seth Rogen type characters.
Mama Seths.
Yeah, they're like, hey guys, we gotta go do something. And they all talk like that.
Hey boss, gotta go hang out with the boys, get a couple beers.
I got these kids, we gotta go somewhere. It's like what is this trend? What's happening?
That's what I want to know.
But in any case, interesting movie. Can't wait. And like the animations, I like it because they're using what they learned from Spider-Man and making it their own.
Yes.
Especially whoever is directing this, they're making it their own and they're doing something creative, not copy and paste and making them making them look like Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
They have this great quirky cartoon style.
Pixar. Sorry, what?
Well, no.
Reuse. Pixar.
I mean, that's always been their thing. But I'm just saying, and with this, with Sony, create, as they've have created this new way of animating. It's funny that they didn't, copy and paste. They just create a new thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to watch it. Now once I'm interested, so we'll get to find out when it comes out. Clear?
Yeah, same thing. When I saw the animation, I was like, okay, you know what? This looks really good. It's a lot better than Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. But like when I saw it, I was like, okay, I like the animation. I like you said, I like the fact that Sony's using like what they use in Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse, like that animation. It kind of applied it a little bit to this movie because you can tell it looks pretty unique compared to all the other stuff they've done.
Yes.
And that's what I like. And it like you said, it sounds interesting. The whole idea that, you know, we're surrounded by technology and we're kind of losing connection between each other because of it. So I kind of like the idea of like the family trying to regain that connection using our modern day, you know, technology and phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually I actually do want to see that movie. I want to see what what else it shows. And yeah, I have pretty high hopes. So
I had a thought.
What?
There's a reason why we don't like Rumble, because Rumble's outdated.
Yeah.
It's an outdated, and it's just outdated.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we like connected is because the jokes are modernized. They're modern. They're modern jokes, and they hit because it's like in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Even though a lot of people are not in the moment, but anyway, that's why I like it. It's contemporary compared to Rumble. I can't believe we're going back, but like it's like, man, the difference are night and day, and it's pretty interesting. So Zed,
it clicked while you were talking, and the jokes I made about Pixar. The models reminded me a lot of the Hotel Transylvania models a bit. You can see it in their eyes. Same company.
mm-hmm.
But I did like what you were saying about how they had the mixture with what they learned from Spider-Verse. Because you could see it. It's like, 3D model, and then let's add a kooky little part where it's like 2D blowing up in the background, and then let's get a family rom-com movie, but, throw this random monkey wrench in there, but still keep it civil.
It's like a National Lampoon movie with robots.
Yes. You're going to see him driving, looking at the hot girl. In the red Camaro.
And it's like he's looking at the hot girl, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator, just jumps out of nowhere. Boom! Crashes the car. He's like, oh shit.
Dun, 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 dun. Lady's like, oh my god, Arnold! I am here to kill you. T-800. And he starts doing it. Da, 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 da.
So yeah, that was connected.
No, I have some things to talk about. So Phil Lord and
Phil Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Christopher Miller.
Miller.
Yeah, they're producing this.
They're producing? Okay.
And the guy who's directing it is Mike Randa? I don't know who it is, but
Well, what did he do? What did he do? Phil Lord. Okay. Capable writers.
Yeah. It's just the fact that this movie was supposed to be called the Mitchells versus the Machines, and then they changed it to Connected.
I would have liked the Mitchells versus the Machines.
No, I'm actually glad they changed it Connected, because every time I hear something versus something, I think of Alien versus Predators, Cockneys versus Zombies, stuff like that. Plants versus alien zombies.
Why couldn't they call it National Lampoon? Don't get connected.
Because then Chevy Chase would have to come out from hiding.
He had to come out from retirement to do voice acting. That's
like, you guys want me to do this again?
But overall, I love the designs of the characters. It's kind of like a new take, compared to all the type of styles you just see everywhere.
Yeah, the take is like is the modern cartoon style, where it's not overly aesthetic, like it is not overly complicated. It's just like, this is how this is how cartoons look in today, right? So that's why I like the models, I like the characters, because it's like, okay, that's why it feels new. It's today, when you compare it to Rumble. It's like, bro, that's 2007. You updated the graphics.
The movie would have been fighting alongside Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
And Flop. And it's coming out next year. So
coming out next year, so there we go.
I would find it funny, or not be surprised that much, that the script was written back in 2007. and was supposed to come out with Kung Fu Panda, but they just said, let's not have the competition. Then they go, should have had the competition.
I don't know. We don't know much about Rumble, but we know a lot about.
Yeah,
For
That's
free.
That's the problem about it. So anyway, next topic. A movie, not directed, but he is a part of it as a producer. This movie is Candyman, and produced by Jordan Peele, but not directed.
Oh, it's directed by a female director?
Forgot her name.
Why you say it like that?
Huh? What?
Why'd you say it like that?
By a woman director? You want me to say it that way?
No, you're making it worse now.
Here in 6 frames.
It's like, oh yeah, a woman director. Me in the background. Shut the fuck up! Don't say it like that.
Here in 6 frames, we're very PC.
No.
It ain't a PC thing. It's called don't piss off the demographic.
I mean, we got a PC in the room. We got. All right, but
I'm about to chug this and hit you upside the head with it.
but anyway, yes. He's not directing the movie, but he is producer of it. But what do you thoughts about it? Enough for you because we already did animation. Let's go with Zed because Zed knows about horror movies. So, what is this Candyman?
I feel like the director and Jordan Peele, even though he produced, got together because the cinematography feels like a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, if you did not tell me it wasn't him directing it, I would think it was him. I think maybe she directed it, but she may have gotten him to be the cinematographer. Because the angles, the lighting, it all feels... It keeps in that horror film feel, which is why I liked Velvet Buzzsaw from Netflix, because it kept that suspense moment running even up until the end.
Yeah.
And you could see it in the trailer. There's a bunch of suspense moments. It's a horror movie, yes, but it keeps... And this is why I say some horror movies are a dying art form, because everybody wants to do the jump scare, which annoys the heck out of me. You can ask Kevin.
Yeah, this is the oldest book in the trick of horror, and that always scares him.
Jump scares always get me, and because I'm not expecting it. When I'm expecting it, which is the suspense part, which is what you want, which makes your heart.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and then the jump happens. You're like, but you were prepared for it, but you knew it was coming. Instead of me going, But I love when movies actually go back to the old horror, I guess you could say, script, which is suspense, a thriller motive, and wanting to keep you watching. Because if it's just jump scares, it's like, I don't know if I want to keep watching this. It's not that good of a movie. La Llorona. But I do like Jordan Peele's movies because it does keep you thinking. Even though it's a horror movie, it keeps you thinking. Like, I haven't seen Us yet, but I saw Get Out, and the entire time I was watching that movie, I just kept thinking, I'm like, what is going on? From the trailers, I was trying to pick to pieces and feel like, what? I didn't know that the moral was, we're putting your brain in someone else's brain, but I thought it was, they're turning them into slaves, they're mindless zombies or something like that, and then when you find out what's going on, it's like, holy crap.
It gets deep.
It gets like the sunken place. But no, that's what I love. Just send SOS. Like, hi, I'm fellow white person. What? Here, about to move into this neighborhood. How are you? Middle of the night. Bitch is gonna die tonight. I'm saving my boys. No, but I do. That's so stupid. But that's the one thing I like about Jordan Peele is he has a respect for the horror classic. He got to direct The Twilight Zone, and that was one of his lifelong dreams. So when people were announcing him, a lot of people were on the fence going, and then there were people going, yes, and there were people going, no, and I'm sitting there like, I'm on the yes side. This man's got my blessing. This guy, I love horror movies. I grew up on horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm excited for Candyman. The original one still scares the hell out of me. I didn't know about Bloody Mary until I was in high school. I was scared to say Candyman in the mirror until I was 14.
What? So a man who had candy, you didn't say, "Hey, here goes Candyman."
That's a terrible joke.
No.
Shit.
See, you should have sung the actual song. The Candyman can.
Just like in that scene in Willy Wonka where the guy's just singing candy.
Or like, what was it, from Madagascar? When they started singing the Candyman song, I was like, shut up!
Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the bees and the honey, I'm not afraid of bees, but I was scared of bees after I watched that movie. I was like, every time I saw one, I was like, oh, he's coming! And then I was like, oh, wait, that's just a regular bee. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You wake up in the middle of the night, you see that one bee.
Me in the bed, middle finger in the air.
You wake up another night, he's like 5 more of his friends.
Hell no. To the no.
What do you mean? I see bees all the time.
No.
Out of my house.
To the no. Walking out, you see the gasoline trail. I've got the can. To the no. Strikes a match. No. Hell no. Walks out. Walking down the street.
Well, I don't know, because I have bees. I walk around. Am I Candyman?
No, but this was like after I watched it.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid. I was just like, walking and then starts running.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I am really down for this movie. I am excited for it. And when I heard that Jordan Peele was part of it, or at least, I actually thought he was directing it at first, but then now that you mentioned that he was executive producer, right?
Yes.
I was like, okay, good. That's fine with me. I'm good. You know what? I agree.
Here's the director.
Okay, cool.
Pronounce your name. Natia
Nia Da Costa.
Let me see how you say it.
Nia Costa.
This
she did
looks-
the Little Woods. So yeah.
This looks very promising. I agree with Zed that a lot of horror movies are like they use like really cheap jump scares, and it's just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen plenty of horror movies, and they all follow like the same formula. But with Jordan Peele's movies, it's like it makes you think. It's like, oh, this has a deeper meaning. Oh no, this means something else. And then when you see the ending, it's like, oh wow, like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like it actually makes you think. It makes you think.
Because I'm T.S. mother effing A.
I'm walking out of here. I don't know what's happening here.
He was the best
Bro.
part of the movie.
This was your job. What happened?
What?
I know he's the best part of it. I'm just saying, this stuff is your job here. You letting this man take the reins, huh?
Yeah.
I see how this says Lap's not here. Everybody's switching roles.
No, but more on what Clea and I were saying is the only movie to really get me out of the 80s and some of the early 90s to really get me to love horror again was Grave Encounters 1. Because they didn't build on that jump scare factor. It also built a moment of you actually felt like the characters were going to die. Every single one of them. Which is that suspense part that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, they toned it down a little bit. They added a few more jump scares, but it was better. But back to the Candyman thing, for a long time, until Jordan Peele came out, it was all jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
And then Velvet Buzzsaw, I was like, oh, there's a little glimmer of hope. Jordan Peele comes in.
Yep.
Praise Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely went back to the old school horror, like you said, suspense, because horror is not about jump scare. It's about something happening and then there's a sequence and then something else happens. That's the scary part. People just do jump scares just to kind of get like, oh, boom, and then just move on to something else. There's no point to it. But that's the one thing I like about his movies, and that's why I have a lot of hopes about this one. It looks interesting. It doesn't reveal everything. It's like, oh, like, what is this about? Or like, it makes you think, like, what is this story going to be about? Like, who is what is this? You know, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I'm rambling, but I really want to watch this movie so much. I'm so sorry, but I really want to watch this movie because I
Girl,
love
you
the
have nothing
original.
to apologize for. This is you and me right now gushing, and we're fine.
And I'm like, is that lady the one in the white shirt? The one who came out in the original Candyman?
I don't think so.
Was she?
I don't think so.
I don't know. We gotta look that up.
No, I don't think so.
I'll tell you.
Because if you watch the original Candyman, you know what happens with her, but, you know.
No, yeah. But I mean, like...
Which it would not make sense if she was back, because I'd be like, wait, what? What?
Is this a reboot, or would this be a continuation?
I think it is from what the trailers show, it could be a continuation.
That's what I'm
because of the
too.
way the trailer went. I think it's a reboot.
Yeah, I thought
Which I won't be mad with.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not sure. We gotta look that up.
But like the trailer had it going where the one guy was like, "You talking about the Candyman?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is either going to be a continuation, which they have I forget his name. It's driving me nuts now. The original Candyman.
Oh my god.
Which,
Tony Todd?
Is that his name?
Yeah. Tony Todd.
Yeah, Tony Todd
The
coming back.
legendary Tony Todd.
Who played the original Candyman.
Yep.
Which I was like, oh, when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it wouldn't make sense for him to play something else unless he's like a Spectre figure.
I'm gonna tell you this. I love that trailer. This trailer is great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I watched good amount of horror myself. Not just you two. Not having talk. Goddamn.
We got the gush moments out. Now you can philosophize.
But no, I what I really like about it is like it's again like you guys. It's not doing the jump scares stuff like that. What is really selling me on is the atmosphere of it, and I feel like a lot of horror movies or remakes or stuff like that, they don't have that atmosphere. You know, there's new ones that have those things, but sometimes they, a lot of them don't work out well is because they just don't have that atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Their approach is just, it's a scary movie, go come and watch, it's gonna be sex and blood and gore.
F-bombs galore.
But in this one, it's like, all right, it's like a compelling story, it's gonna be a little bit more like the original movie, because like the sequels for Candyman kind of dip in quality, like the first one is really like the one that's really good, that's really talks about a lot of different things, because Candyman is not just about saying Candyman, it's about more. It's more than that. Let's say it's more than that. So it really captures that, and so I was like, this is good. We'll probably watch it. Mm-hmm. We don't promise to watch these movies to review because that doesn't rarely happen. But I feel like if that movie comes out, I think we're all gonna go watch it.
Okay, so Vanessa Williams, that is her.
Okay.
Oh, that is her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But is it the same character?
We don't know.
We don't know nothing about
because Tony Todd's in it, but he's named different.
So, like my theory of a different Spectre or a different character,
or they're keeping shit secret, and we don't know until the end.
That's good though. They don't reveal everything in the trailer like most horror movies nowadays.
Get that one guy. Plot twist.
Okay. Well, when it comes to horror movies, I'm not too receptive on it. I
wonder why.
Well, no. Back in the days, I used to watch select horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street and The Leprechaun and some other kind of stuff.
Please tell me you did not start with 4. Please tell me you did not
Do
start
you watch
with 4.
Leprechaun in the Hood? Or?
I watched that too.
It's like, this is a leprechaun flute. It's this thing of PCP pipe. Everybody see leprechaun say, hey!
And Jason, you know the classics, and The Grudge. The Grudge sort of scared me a little bit. Oh, bro, that thing was crazy.
Gotta watch the Japanese Grudge.
Yep.
I saw that one.
Ah, see?
Freaked me out.
Okay, you passed the test.
You passed
Yeah.
the test.
But it's just like there were certain ones that I just stopped watching because it's just like, what's the point? All of these don't seem too interesting. It's just nowadays it's just jump scares, like you guys explained. But to me, it was kind of different because all of these are just straight out like dynamic, like, and I'm like, bro, I gotta cut this devil away from my life, bro.
Keep the devil off.
I mean, they just have the demonic stuff and devil stuff, but they don't have like a story or a plot.
Exactly. That's the thing that I hate most. Is just like you just have this type of movie with nothing going on, just people running away, white people just going inside the thing, and it's just like, bruh, black man always dies first. It's like, man, this formula is just
Except for Into the Blue.
I didn't watch that.
LL Cool J survived.
He's the only guy that survived.
But it's just like, dang it, bruh. Where's the horror? And so like watching like Get Out, which was like more of a psychological thriller in my opinion, it got me in. I was just like, dang, I'm looking at this movie in like a deep type of sense. This is some more articulate, hidden messages behind, like, bruh, Cotton, bruh. I'm like, dang, son, son, bruh. It was so good. I was just like analyzing the heck out of it, and then I managed to watch Us, and bruh, the layers of deepness in that movie too. That thing was crazy, bro. I enjoyed it a lot. I like the way Jordan Peele uses these songs and turns them into like a horror.
Yes! Yes! Oh
I
my
got
It's like,
funny. It's like this one, they're gonna use Beyonce.
bro, say my name, say my name.
But it's like a creepy rendition, and I love it. Like you turn into like a soft song, and you make it into horror. Like, bro, that's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
That's why it keeps it fresh.
You know what's funny is like everybody's like every time Jordan Peele releases a movie, gotta take that one out of my song list. Make you think, didn't it?
Oh no, I got 5 on it.
I know, but after you watch the movie, you're like, you ain't listen to that for the next 2 months. Remove that from the list, bring it back later.
I mean, I
And
don't.
then
Really,
someone plays the movie when it comes out on DVD, and you're just like, move it from the list again.
I mean, I don't really listen to Beyonce like that. So I mean, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
But it's just like, man, I'm very like interested in what he comes out with, and with this with Nia DaCosta coming out and being the director for this, it's just like I want to see how she kind of like
because like, what's her take with him being the producer? Even though it does have a style like Jordan Peele, it's not directed by him, so it's like let's see what's the take.
Yeah.
What is the style that breaks the camel's back?
Exactly. And another thing too is just like with movie trailers just kind of showcasing everything in just one sitting. There was this one horror movie that I saw the trailer for. It was called The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And it gave way too much. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a horror fan, and I'm not watching that crap.
I have a gripe with that one as well because Kevin, I told Kevin earlier, we've read the book, and I've seen the original movie.
I've seen the original.
Okay, so we've seen the original movie.
The original Invisible Man, he's an asshole. This guy, he's something else, bro. It's like, and it's funny because
So in his mind, no means yes.
because it's funny because I know we're diverting a bit, but it's funny because like for this Invisible Man, he's like this rich guy who somehow got the power of invisibility, and all he does is stalk a white woman for the whole movie.
Which and this was after seeing the trailer so much because they're just playing it like ridiculously. There's a scene where she's in the attic looking down on the ladder, and she dumps the thing of paint on him.
Mm-hmm.
The original Invisible Man he messed up and became completely invisible.
Yeah, he was trying to, and it was for good, and he did it for good, and then it corrupted him.
If you look at what textures are on the part that get hit, it looks like hexagons all over his body. So it looks like a suit, not the actual Invisible Man where he actually physically goes invisible. It's not like Hollow. It's not like Invisible Man. It's not like Hollow. It's not
Hollow
like
Man with
Kevin Bacon, and then you get the one with Christian Slater where he's more of a prick. You thought you could hit me? But back on the topic of Candyman.
But continuing on, it's just like it doesn't completely sell like how do I explain it? It doesn't capture my eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't sell you on the product.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing too is just with Jordan Peele, the vibe from this Candyman is a lot different. I mean, I didn't watch the original Candyman. But this one, I feel like I'm going to see this because I know his reputation. Mm-hmm. And even if I'm not a big horror fan, I'm definitely going to look at this and analyze it for a movie that it is. Completely different from all the other movies that I've seen over the years that I've been disappointed in. And it's just like, dang, bro. Man, Dr. Manhattan, bro.
First of all, don't speak that name in this house. Don't speak that name in this house. He's Black Manta, alright? He's Black Manta. Do not utter the name of a god who's not real. Alright?
So when Angela told him to, when he had the idea to reset his memory. So this is what he's been doing.
When Angela Bassett go back and reset his memory, instead of like, do you know that superhero was gay? Like what? And then Candyman.
Let me hear your story about this man of candy.
But nonetheless, man, I'm very excited to see this. Oh man, it's gonna change my thoughts on looking at current horror films. This is just gonna be the caliber I'm gonna seek out from now on. And with that was a movie I definitely enjoyed, even though I was not,
Chapter 1's still the best.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 2 was just, alright.
It was funny.
I wanted my cosmic turtle. I didn't get my cosmic turtle.
Cosmic turtle.
I wanted my cosmic turtle.
Get out of here with that TV nonsense. Alright. To the main event. Jacob, you didn't watch.
Oh, I did watch it.
You didn't watch it? All of it?
But I didn't finish it.
How far did you get?
I got to the halfway point of episode 4.
Oh, so you're still in the boring shit.
Yeah. I was sleeping.
Okay, I'm gonna...
It's still... Alright.
It gets better on episode 7.
Hold on. The show we're talking about is Castlevania. Mm-hmm. The anticipated show of the Six Frames universe.
Yes.
We reviewed the second season. We loved it a lot. Now we're here for the third season. Boy, I wrote notes.
I wrote some small ones too.
So since you didn't finish it, it's still not gonna be. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
So, because you got work. No, you can stay. I'm not. You got work to do, man. Let me tell you something. When you're in those middle episodes, man, I was sleeping, bro. I finished the show the next day, not the day, the next day.
I was on episode 5 before I went to work last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I texted Kevin when I got back, and I was just like, halfway through 6, and I just texted him. I was like, this is so boring. I'm like, and I even told him, I said, dude, I'm gonna finish it for this podcast, but I'm struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yep.
I get halfway through episode 7. I passed out and walked to my bed without even remembering it. That's how boring the episodes were. And I wake up and it's like, oh, you watched all the way through 10. I was like, I don't remember watching that. Go back to 7.
Let me tell you something though. What sparked me to write notes, because I write notes sometimes for things I'm passionate about, like Watchmen.
Mhm.
You know, I got some gripes.
Yeah.
I aired them out. I aired out my dirty laundry. They had some good stuff, but none of them didn't make no sense. You know, none of them make sense. And if you like nonsense, you like nonsense. That's all I'm saying. Right? So, what got me to do this is when IGN put 10 a perfect score. I'm like, what?
That's what motivated me to finish it before this Saturday.
I was like, what? What? Like, my brain broke. And like, what? I'm like, this shit ain't perfect.
No, it's not.
So
This is IGN's fall from grace.
So let me. There already been fall from grace. What do you mean? They've been looking for ashtrays 5 minutes ago. So this is how we're gonna start. The good. All right. This is the good. I love how the follow up of this story, right? Season 3 is great. It really, we talked to this extensively before the podcast, and we like how they enhance the characters.
Certain characters. But they really did enhance and they really make them grow this season. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The other part, right, is the animation. The animation is still good, bro.
Yeah.
They're still good. They're still you could tell they worked their ass off, because from the backgrounds, from the effects, and from the 3D, well put together. Except there's some framing issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's an awkward scene where Alucard is drinking wine, and it looked like a robot. It looked like what's it called? What's it called? Those robot? Animatronic robot. Broken in Disney. He's like trying to drink wine, and it's just getting cut up,
splashing him in the face.
There were moments like that, and there were a bunch of moments like that, and especially like later on when it gets to like, the heavy fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, that's not smooth."
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? You hire so many animators, and you call and you do this,
Mm-hmm.
and
But,
so
like, it's not really a spoiler, but there's a scene where Cypher's helping Trevor up after he got hit pretty hard. There are a lot of frames missing, dude. It was arm up, then over her shoulder, and then she picks him up a little bit. I'm like, what the? Bro, you're missing some frames. This isn't a heavy scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to skip this much.
and another thing, because I want to put all the good things, because there's a lot of bad. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I also like are the new characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their designs are cool, but boy, it's all right. Let's go to the back. Okay, this is the thing. I like the show, right? But it's not a perfect show, of course. It is extremely flawed, like a lot, and characters in this season. Everybody just talks. They just talk.
Monologue.
They just monologue, exposition,
Bruh.
Unneeded exposition.
and it's just ridiculous. it doesn't do anything, and especially Camilla and Friends. Camilla
That's the best way to put it. That is honestly the best way to put it.
Camilla and Friends. All right, when Camilla came back,
And she's hardly there. Let's add that.
Since you've seen this part,
Yeah.
it's not a spoiler, but when Camilla comes, you see all the new characters. She explains her plan.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool. And then they just and then when you meet, when you see Camilla's two sisters, right?
You gotta explain which one.
I don't know their names.
Butch
but
McGee
Butch,
and the Princess Diplomat.
the one that's brainy and the other one that's brawn. And let me guess, the brawn one is sensitive.
Yeah.
Right?
Reclusive sensitive.
But what's so funny is like they just repeat the same thing that Camilla just said. A couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about it, Disney princess style. looking over the night sky. Right? And I'm looking at this and I'm like, bro, this really is like some fan made bullshit. It's like God, it's like this is not needed. Like you could have showed them their relationship, maybe talk about a little bit of the plan or something, but it just to sit there and regurgitate what we just heard was too much. The other character is Saint Germain,
who I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Saint Germain. I like that character. I think you're not there yet, but
No, I know about him.
yeah.
And to answer the second question, yes, he was a real person, but we're talking about the Castlevania.
The Castlevania video game character, not the real life person. But like his character arc, it's fine, right? It's good. The problem is, it's hilariously ridiculous how the story, like how it's shown. It's like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Without Scooby.
He's just him going, "What's going on there?" And I'm not gonna give out spoilers.
Saya comes up like zoinks.
Like Saint Germain, there's something going on there, right? That's it's just hilarious.
Does that make Trevor Fred and Cypher Daphne? How you cards, Velma?
I don't know about that.
Actually, yeah, no, you're wrong about that. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry. He's more like Scooby. He's got that dumb brain.
And bro, and the worst part is the main characters, Trevor and Cypher.
They focused on their relationship way too much.
Let me tell you something. They just talk about their dreams, have sex all the time, just nothing but nonsense.
Bro, the
Nothing but
innuendos.
nonsense.
The innuendos.
It's there just for the fandom to wet themselves.
Yeah.
All right. It's like they don't do anything. They're solving a mystery, but
It doesn't pick up till 7.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up.
It
doesn't pick up until later in the episodes.
And it's like the halfway mark of episode 7 is when it's like, oh, okay, so you can watch episode 1 and 2, and then skip to episode 7, and you will be fine and you'll miss some stuff, but it's like,
who cares?
You won't care that much.
And Alucard, my boy Alucard. Don't say anything. My boy Alucard.
Let me just do my grunt.
My boy Alucard, bro.
They did him dirty.
Yeah.
Why he's in the season? Why? He doesn't have to be in the season. They put him in the season. No.
There was no reason.
There's no reason. His inclusion in this season was unnecessary.
In the words of you, Jacob, it was so stupid.
It's unnecessary. It didn't help that he was surrounded with two non-likable characters. but weird ass characters.
They were
They were
cringeworthy.
weird. You don't even know they were brother or sister or
Yeah.
whatever. It was so ambiguous, and they were stupid. And this is funny because it's like, you know, they were unlikable. They were just weird, but it was so like when you watch them, it was so painfully obvious that they were gonna do something stupid.
They were so generic. I just remembered them as generic character A and B. I don't even remember their names.
All you
That's
know,
how generic.
all you know, they're from the rice. They're from Japan.
Japan.
You know,
That's
they're from. They're
That's
from
all I
Nippon.
remember.
They're from Nippon, right? They're from Nippon, and they're ready to fight Nippon vampires. All right,
We're from ancient Japan to kill vampire.
and they sound like
Bro, it sounded
like
like
they
got
have
some
an
white
Irish
guy-
accent.
An Irish accent trying to speak Japanese.
Yeah, it's
bad. It's bad.
pretty funny. And let me tell you something though. It's man. Let me tell you something. And this is my story. So, mild spoilers for you, Jacob. I think you've seen this already. Mild spoilers. So those characters, right? They come to Alucard, and essentially Alucard is like, "I'm Yoda. Let me teach you. All right, the ways of killing vampires."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that's cool.
I was fine with that too.
Until they showed the scene when they're practicing their sword fighting.
Oh my god,
All right.
no.
Hold on, don't say anything. They're practicing, right? They were just
They're
practicing.
sparring.
And then there was just this weird, I don't know if you've seen it, so I'm not gonna say
No, I
it.
didn't.
So there's this weird scene that happened, and I was like, what the hell is this? And so at that moment, I remember it was when this show came out, Thursday or Friday. Thursday. I remember Thursday night. I stopped it. I was like, what the fuck? Are you shitting me with this? And then I exit out. I went to episode 10. And you know, in PlayStation, you could scroll and you could see the stuff. And I didn't watch the episode, so I didn't spoil myself. I'm looking for what I know, right? And I scrolled that shit and I saw the scene. I was like, bullshit, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is bullshit, bro. Cause like this is the thing, like this is the things that I kind of hate in animated movies, TV show, anime, all that. If I could guess, right, what's going to happen, it ruins it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it involves characters that you don't necessarily like or you don't like anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when they're gonna do something stupid, and you're gonna go and then and you're like, oh boy, I can't wait for the surprise. And when you see it, it's like, well, that was stupid. I kind of knew this already, So that was the thing, man. I saw that, and I saw that in episode 10. I was like, fuck this show, bro. So anyway, after that, I finished the show, and this is the thing about it. It's kind of weird, is that the best 2 episodes are 9 and 10. The last 2. It's hilarious. 9 and 2 are the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I watched the last scenes of episode 10, I'm like, bro, did we really need to have 10 episodes? And that was my question I was gonna ask,
Let me
both of
answer
you guys.
that. No.
Yeah. Does this show needed 10 episodes?
They could have done 5 or 6 and I would have been happy.
Because, let me tell you, season 1 and 2. Season 1, 4 episodes, it was consistent, and it gave you what you want, and it left you for more.
Mm-hmm.
It was short and sweet, but delicious.
Yes.
This made you tired as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take
but it's all fast food.
Yeah. It's like I watched this and I just want to take a break from watching anime for a bit, cartoons for a bit. It was so much work just to get the results that you already know you're gonna get.
That's what I was texting him last night. I was like, this is so boring.
But I didn't want it to say, yo, gotta go in there, gotta wait for episode 9 and 10.
No, he even though he told me a little something like that, I was like, I'm gonna finish it because I want to be able to talk about it. I don't want to be like, well, I started this episode because of that book. No, I was like, maybe go all in. I'm already this far.
So yeah, so that's the thing, man. It's like, because it was funny because this all comes back to like, when season 3 was being worked, you will always send us like, oh, they're looking for people to hire for animation, and for Castlevania. I'm like, bro, they need to fix this. 10, you give me 10 episodes, and none of them were bangers. All of them were just straight doo-doo, boring. Bro, TVMA, and you only show me 2 pairs of tits. The whole show better show me titties. What do you mean? I have to wait.
Oh my gosh.
But no, all seriousness, it's like 10 episodes and this is it. 10 episodes. Man, that's granted. It helped that the last 2 kind of picked it up, but it shouldn't be a struggle, to get all the way over there. Mm-hmm. But I would say the best character is, what's his name?
Isaac.
The black guy, the black bald guy who's the Egypt slave, right?
Forge Master.
Yeah. He's the best character in the whole show. His arc was good. That's why it kept me going to watch the episodes, because everything was boring. But when he shows up, I'm like, I'm engaged. But when he leaves, I'm like, no, not Trevor, that bitch, no,
I agree with him. Not Hector.
Even though Hector and that vampire lady, that was good.
That could have been done in one episode.
But that's a lot of this could have been solved in one episode. A lot of it, like the a la carte stuff, could have been on one episode.
Can I say what I said?
Yeah.
Earlier? I literally told him, I said, literally, they could have done it like, you remember how Black Summer was, where it was like, this person's name. But do it like a full episode, where episode 1 could have been Alucard. Episode 2 could have been Hector. Then the next episode, Isaac. Then the next one, Trevor and Cypher. And then episode, 5? You splice them together to show the conclusion. Mm-hmm. Because it literally just felt like different animators working on separate episodes, and then the editor's like, how the hell am I going to make 10 episodes with these? I guess I got to splice them and put them together.
Bro, that is sporadic. It's sporadic.
My God. And I totally agree. Hector's story was dumb. Made sense, but it was like, when it was the part that was Camilla, I was just like, get the frick out of here. I'm so tired.
I get it. You're getting an army.
You want an army to rule the world. We get it. Shut up. At least the part with Hector and I don't even remember her name.
Lenore.
Lenore. Oh, thank you.
Lenore.
Thank you.
With her,
the red hair.
You knew what she was doing, but that part was slight, and I am stressing the word slightly here. Slightly interesting. Alucard. That was a total what the fuck moment. And then
let me tell you something.
Cypher and Trevor's moments were just like, okay, and then episode 7 happens, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. You're progressing. You're finally progressing.
Let me tell you something, Jacob.
And then when Isaac appeared before episode 7, it was like, saving grace. Thank you, Jesus.
When you see Alucard's story in unfold, it is the most laughable shit ever. It is hilarious. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything.
No, I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to say is, he was watching me while I was watching episode 10, and when you see what happens with Alucard, I start laughing. He's like, this is stupid, right? And I went, yes.
Let me tell you something. It's a literal train wreck with tears. That's all I gotta say. It's hilarious.
They could have left that out, and this season would have been so much better.
It's so funny. Stay tuned, episode 9. Funny shit. There's some funny stuff.
The scenes where you see with Hector, you'll know what I'm talking about in episode 9 when you get to it. When you see them cutting from Hector to Alucard. I'm not saying what happens. I'm not saying what happens.
No, don't say anymore. Just leave it at that.
I was talking to Kevin.
Leave it at that.
And the entire time I'm going, what the hell is going on? See, not a spoiler. And that's all I was saying the entire time. I was just like, what is going on? This makes no sense. Why is this here? So when you get to episode 9, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Bro, like, the part with Alucard had us laughing, but I'm not spoiling it. I'm not saying it, because you just got to see it yourself.
All right. Yeah. Throw some bombs into this.
Be like Cypher and drop some firebombs.
Bruh. Well, for starters, I do like the art, like Kevin said. Like, I like the fact they kept it consistent as they could, because they didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when animations, they do keep progressing, sometimes they kind of go off model.
Well, they did went off model, but it's only in the action scenes.
Did they
So it
rotoscope
makes-
some scenes?
A little bit.
Because, minor spoiler, episode 7, and this was my main note, and I wanted to ask you about it. When I was watching Trevor fight, I was like, his movements look familiar. And as I kept watching him more, I was like, what is this? And then, Bruce Lee. He was fighting like Bruce Lee. The movement of where he's always...
No, well, that's
Talking
not
about-
roller scope. That's actual, but there's a scene later on, right, where you could see... It's kind of like the Naruto moment, like the Naruto animation, where there's no detail at all. And, bro, when there's a lot of that. And I'm like, why? You have a bunch of animators. Why are you...
Supposedly.
Why are you lessening the details, you know? And that's what I'm saying, like, that's why they shouldn't be... That's why the show shouldn't have 10 episodes. Because of that. All right.
So, when I watched the season in its entirety, I was like, this felt very underwhelming. Compared to, like, the other 2 seasons, I was like, how the hell do you take, like, fighting and killing Dracula? How do you top that? So, it's funny, because after I watched the second season, I was like, bruh, good luck. And, well, this came out.
What do we got? Go! This, main executive producer. Put them all together. That's brilliant! Me in the background. What?
I mean, they could have done something like maybe kill Dracula in the 3rd season, or maybe like focus more on the sisters.
I feel like the second season was perfectly balanced for the killing of Dracula. But this 3rd season...
No, because...
If they wanted to go a different route.
I mean,
I was waiting for them to fight Camilla.
Season 1 and 2 is just... It's like a movie. It's like, it's well paced. You could tell that they really, storyboarded the hell out of it from what Dracula did into the end of Dracula, right? This one was like, oh shit, they gave us a 3rd season and 10 episodes. Oh,
Season 2 was 8. Remember?
And they just magically did what they just enhanced. They didn't put like the only one action scene, and then the rest is just talking until you see, what's his name, Isaac, and you're like, oh, now we're getting somewhere, right? But everything else is just people talking and blah blah blah.
Which like you're complaining about the dialogue, which we all are complaining about the dialogue. But my favorite dialogue with Isaac is when he's on the boat talking with the captain.
Do you see that?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay.
Minor spoiler, but I'm not going to tell you what they talked about. But that was like that
he's
dialogue
seen it.
section.
He's seen it.
I'm saying for the fans who are listening to us, that minor scene actually was character development, and I liked it a lot. All these other motherfuckers, it was just like, go away. We don't want to watch you. Go away.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. Like, I felt like after watching all the characters, I felt like Isaac was the only one that was progressing, that was actually moving forward. And my favorite dialogue with Isaac was when he was talking to that monster. Remember?
Oh, the Fly Man.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. I really like that.
You
part.
seen that? No, right?
Oh no!
Stop it.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay. Continue.
Well, don't worry. You'll get there.
Mild spoilers. There's a fly man.
Yeah.
He's
But-
pretty cool.
Yeah,
He's
his
pretty
detail of character when you hear them talking is really cool.
Yeah, like that. That actually was very.
It
compelling.
actually explains the world a little better.
And it's funny because it's on the episode when it's really boring.
That was the only interesting part.
And when that comes out, it's like, oh.
Because I was telling him, I was falling asleep through that entire episode. And then when that happens, I was like, what? Interesting? What? Character development? Fresh cup of coffee in my hand. Where'd you come from?
Pretty
Let me
much.
sit this and watch this. This is interesting.
Mhm. Pretty much.
Overall, I feel like they butchered like everybody's character except for Isaac.
Bro, whoever
You know-
wrote Isaac's story, they need to get a raise. Because that was the only interesting character. Like if I was rating the interest value of every character, top is Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I don't know, Cypher and Trevor's.
No.
Who would you put next?
What's his name? The vampire chick and then.
You put Carmilla above them?
No, not Carmilla. The other one,
Oh, Lennar and Hector?
Hector. Yeah.
I really didn't like their story.
I mean,
It felt overdone.
it's overdone and played out. But the thing is that at least that is different than whatever these motherfuckers are doing.
Yeah, but the Carmilla part.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't boring like what they were doing. It's kind of like, oh, cute. This is the thing. This is fucking thing here.
Yeah.
These characters are just there to be like these filler episodes are making these characters cute.
That's what it is.
That's
This
all
is
it
literally a filler arc.
It's all these characters are acting cute. That's all it is. It's for everybody who didn't get their
Answers.
their answers,
Fan answers.
their fan fan sequence, right? You have it here. You have your fan sequence with Trevor and Cypher, under a fucking tree, and they're like, goats. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Where's the fighting? Where's the suspense? Where's the people fucking?
I'm gonna be like George R. R. Martin.
No.
Don't worry, the fighting's coming later.
Bro, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. They're just there, sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, there's a mystery. Oh, let's solve it." Okay.
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Being hung up from this tree now.
Got more clear?
Alucard's story. What the fuck was that? I mean, I wish that the two characters didn't end up what happened in. I'm trying not to spoil it.
no, in a distant land.
No, just say it's stupid. I wish these characters didn't do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I wish the characters didn't end up being stupid or do stupid things.
The WTF moments.
Yeah, I wish they could have actually developed like a relationship, like a
Like an
friendship,
actual relationship.
relationship with Alucard, because I was kind of expecting them to be like the next trio, like, oh, these people come in and they become like good friends.
Fan service came in and was like, nope.
Yeah, like to be like you threw away. Oh, wait, you didn't hear it.
No. I
Okay, good. So, oh god, I want
No,
to say so
no.
much.
Try to think about it before you say it.
So what they did is they just did stupid thing.
They
That's all they did.
basically just did stupid things. I was expecting more. I was expecting like something else to kind of branch off.
You're expecting them to be
Better.
better
Yeah.
characters that would be developed
Yes.
and motivate Alucard. Instead, you get bullshit.
Yeah, that's the most disappointing
That's
part.
the easiest way to say it without spoilers.
Yeah.
Because
And-
it's like, yay, and then why, and then me in the background going, thank God.
But this is the funny part, is that even though his story arc is trash, it's the bottom of the totem pole, right? if it was one episode, right?
It could have been one episode. It could have been half an episode.
If it was just one episode of that whole sequence of events, it would have been fine. Because the way it ends, right? It really drives in a little bit out of cart. But not enough because these characters were stupid in the first place. So it doesn't help. When you don't dislike them, but you don't like them at the same time. Because they were weird and you didn't know what the fuck they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So, any more?
Hector and Lenore. It started off well, but I felt like they dragged way too much. And Hector was acting stupid. Like, come on, man. You didn't learn your lesson, bro?
He is a brain eater.
Hector's a bitch, bro.
Hector's dumb.
Hector's such a...
Like, I expected some sort of double-crossing shit, or something
And
smart.
screw this. I'm gonna spoil this little bit.
No.
I can't wait for Isaac to kill him.
No.
I can't wait for Isaac to kill him.
That's a good spoiler.
That's the only thing I'm saying. I can't wait for Isaac to kill this man, because then I'm gonna be like, you saved his ass, but thank God he's gone. You're gonna be that dumb. You need to be kicked off this earth.
But bro, Hector, look, this is the reason why I like is such a
strong word.
such a easy word to say.
Tolerate.
Tolerate, yes. Tolerate is because it was slightly interesting. But again, it's just Hector's being cute for whatever reason.
Which is kind of funny if you remember what happens to him.
Yeah.
And remember what Lenore says about him.
Yeah. And all this stuff, and this man, it just my brain melts a little bit because it's like this guy should be more, more angry about everything,
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't,
Should have known better.
Not known better, but like less passive aggressive, about things, because they show flashes of that early in the episodes. You remember that when they first meet,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, he was a bitch. After that, he was a bitch, and now he's a mega bitch.
He took Biggie's song to the point. Lenore, me and my bitch.
Me and my bitch. Pretty much, bro.
I wish we could have seen progression in Carmilla and like the army instead of.
I'm glad we didn't.
I mean, maybe just a little bit.
Honestly, just save it for season 4 at this
Or
point.
that too.
But this is the thing. We got 10 episodes of straight just boringness with two episodes that are actually really good. What are they going to do with season 4? Because if that's the best they're going to give us, if this is their best, I'm afraid of season 10.
Oh, season 10?
Season 4. My bad. Look,
Went
bro.
ahead there, my guy.
Hey, look, if this progresses, it's probably going to be season 10. And I don't want to see.
And IGN's going to give him a 20 out of 10.
20 out of 10. But again, no, season 4. Like, I'm gonna. It's gonna be like, I don't. Like, you're gonna give us more. You're gonna give us 10 episodes more of this crap of nothing. Like
Honestly, I'd rather
this Game of Thrones ripoff of nothing.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was trying to be Game of Thrones. This is the thing. It was trying to be Game of Thrones. It's trying to be The Witcher, where they're talking and like, ooh, politics and this and that, like some, and it's like, bro, you're an anime. Do anime shit. Why are we talking politics right now? Kill fucking monsters. You see that monster? Kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Why you're not killing it?
And then Saint Germain comes out. Toss a coin to your Belmont. Oh, cipher of plenty.
Bro, they don't even have scenes like that. If they had scenes like that, that whole show would have been saved. But they don't. They just it's just boring. It's just boring. Only 9 and 10 is the best one, and it's just funny that like they gave you 10 episodes and only two are are the best to watch.
Am I the only one who noticed how they didn't? This is Cypher and Trevor. When they were fighting, I'm not going to say what they were fighting or what was going on. But you notice when they would get hit, the other one didn't react like a normal person would. Like, crap, you got hit. I got to help you. No, it was, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, Trevor got his ass handed to him. He's bleeding. He's fine. Cypher got bitch slapped. She's fine. I'm like, oh, and then you finally help him up the walkout while he's limping. But they're fine. I'm like, where was your backup?
I don't know, man. You got more?
Oh god, the judge, the weird thing.
I actually like the judge.
Well, I like the judge too, and then that happened, and I'm like, oh.
As messed up as the judge was, I actually like the judge. His little tidbit into their story arc made their story arc more interesting.
Yeah.
It made it more interesting, but at the same time, it
could have been shorter.
It's not shorter. It's just that his thing is interesting. It's just that it's plagued by the bullshit nonsense Trevor and Cypher are doing, with the Barnes nonsense behind them. You know, overtaking the interesting things about this one character. You know, that's
like Pariah and Saint Germain.
Yeah, like Saint Germain, like his whole thing was Scooby-Doo, right?
Quite literally.
But you get to understand this character, right? And you get to, you mean like, okay, it's not perfect because you're in this plot point with boring people, so it doesn't help your emotional case, right? But at least yours has a payoff. Everybody else is like, we get there when we get there type of shit,
I mean, I did like Saint Germain's character. Like, I wanted to know more about, like, what happens, like, the last episode with the thing. Like, I wanted to know more, and after that, I was like, what? Oh, God, it's just underwhelming as fuck. Like, I don't even know where to begin.
He reminded me of the philosophical version of Trevor.
In a way.
Which because Trevor's a bit of a smart aleck, and Saint Germain, the way he would talk, was a bit of smart aleckness, and it was kind of similar. The only difference is Trevor's like, I could tell you how to kill this beast in 500 different ways. Saint Germain's like, I could teach you how to say the word fuck in 20,000 ways. That's the kind of the sarcastic way I got from both of them. Saint Germain, philosopher, blah blah blah. Mystery Man, Scooby-Doo, Hardy Boy by night. Trevor Belmont, vampire killer.
So Jacob, after we regurgitated like Camilla, we're sisters.
Mine is full of, I ain't putting that ring on. You gotta find out for yourself at that meeting.
But Jacob, from the amount of episodes you've watched, and from our gripes, tell us your feelings about this.
It was all mentally exhausting.
That's the right answer.
when I went on Netflix, and you know how you actually see the new season of a series that you've been waiting on for forever?
Yep.
And you click on, watch season 3 now. It accidentally took me to season 1, episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I just kept looking at it like it was season 3. I was like, oh, okay, this is good. I look at it, oh, season 1.
Because it's so good, because you're like, where's what you've done with my wife?
Right?
You're like, ooh, the fire and everything.
And then you go, wait a minute, this looks familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dang, season 1. Oh, dang, I forgot.
No wonder this looks so familiar. I've already seen it.
And then
about 3 years ago.
And then I jumpstart to the actual episode, and
crickets.
Not crickets.
I die inside.
See, I was trying to say nice.
You know what? I could see, because after, the first battle scene, right? It's like, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like going to a roller coaster you're anticipating to go on, right? And you go in
It's
there.
like the one I told you about. Well, it's just a shoot, it's straight up, and then it comes back down.
I mean, it's just that, or it's like when you advertise this great roller coaster that's gonna give you the thrills and chills, and right, and you go inside, and it's just a little hill, a little bump, and that was it. I was like, that's the whole episode. What?
Bro, the whole thing with Camille and the soldiers and Hector going back to the castle with the other sisters and stuff like that. That thing, bro, let me tell you, man, when I was watching it, I was just so much exposition was not needed, bro. I didn't care, bro. I was like, throughout the whole thing, I was just like, I went to the gas station, got me something to eat. Just kind of like inch by inch trying to finish this episode. It didn't leave me satisfied. And then the whole Trevor and Cypher, that was annoying to me. Yeah. When it comes to relationships,
it was obvious, but they milked it.
They milked it way too much. When it comes to relationships, to me, oftentimes it could be kind of like good and bad.
It could be the thing that kills it.
It definitely can, and showing the up and downs. I mean, that's all right with me. But throughout the whole thing, these jokes that seemed so awkward, it just felt like the voice actors didn't
believe on the script. Like it's like they gave them the lines, and they just saw this like, we're supposed to say that, and they're like, yes, and like, and they just it just doesn't feel believable.
It doesn't. It made me cringe. I'm just like, what?
The voice actor for Trevor felt monotone when he was doing those lines.
It fucking about goats and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, bro, it didn't.
Not just about goats, flaming goat shits.
Bro, he was dead. And then the whole a la carte thing. Nah.
Wait, it gets better.
No, I understand that.
And if you can't tell I'm being sarcastic, then that's on you.
No. But seeing him in the what was it, castle, or what was it?
Yeah, it's
castle.
Because the cat. Remember in season 2, the castle went to where, because Cypher and them, they went to the Belmont estate to look for shit, and Dracula was chasing them around, and so they went to where the house is. And so that's where it is. It's the castle and the Belmont estate at the same place.
Okay, yeah. So while he was eating something,
fish, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. When he was eating that, and he was just talking to the dolls he made of Trevor.
Bro, it's like, bro, what they did to my boy, man.
I wanted to rip my hair out, bro. I was just like, man, why? Just why? Why did you reduce this guy to this? Like, I would have been fine if he went along with them, and then they went ahead and did some crazy monster killings and stuff like that. But this was so boring.
It was boring. Thank you.
It was so boring to watch, and the whole time I'm just like, man, when am I going to be invested in this show again? The whole Hector and Lenore. It was interesting in the beginning. How, I don't care about the spoiler, how Hector tried to do like rip
her throat out?
Yeah, yeah, do that. And I was like, okay. And she just goes ahead and turns into bats and like...
She went, you thought, mofo.
You thought I'm weak?
She's like, oh, you thought I was like these other vampire bitches? Bitch, please, let me show you what I can do. It's like, haha, turned it around on you. Hector's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that was cool. But then I noticed something with my animator eyes. That kind of like...
Not just regular eyes, animator eyes.
It just tripped me up a little bit.
You saw it, right?
When she went to grab him and he looked at her and it just felt like delayed.
Yes!
And I'm like, is this what we do now? Like, you know that instance when stunt choreographers, when they're in a movie, right? And you see a fight scene happening and they go ahead and do like... It's that brief pause. You know they're trying to remember what to do. That felt like that for me.
Like the Ugandan film.
Yeah, that one.
Like for whatever reason, whoever was animating the action scene was like animating the reference.
And another thing, it reminded me of Riverdale because watching season 4 right now. There was a fight scene between Archie and this character that appears, and it just, bro, the fight scene was so bad. It was just like, do I do this? Do I do that? Type of feeling to it. I'm
So I
like,
grab your hand and then I punch you, right?
bruh, it's just like he goes in for a punch. He's like, just tosses him in the ground. It's like, what? Oh my god, it's so weak.
Just have Jughead come in and kick him in the face.
No, but
At least he knows how to fight.
yeah, but man, the whole Camille thing and her sisters, how they like to say they kept repeating their roles. Oh, she's the dreamer. She sees the future. I'm the diplomat.
And meanwhile, I'll show you the world.
Bruh, gender band Shiro and Princess Allura just talking about their plans. I'm like, I heard this all before. You already announced this and you're repeating it again. You could have cut this part out.
Toss your coin to your Belmont. Oh, ciphers aplenty. Oh, ciphers aplenty.
Bro, that Jasmine and Jasmine scene was ridiculous.
I was like, are you guys really sisters?
No.
No. Yeah, I already know based on the touching and so that, but like, this felt catered to the fans more than
it just feels like this one. I don't know what fans, fan service fans, because this one really is felt catered to I'm assuming Tumblr fans. That's how we make fun of Rumble. This whole thing just felt like they're catering to people that wanted to see some romantic shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see the hentai for this season.
To add more of the characters, the Butch one and the Diplomat one, because I made the joke about Dragon Age. The girl, literally, the political one, I was making that note to Kevin. I was telling her, I was like, she looks a lot like Josephine from Dragon Age Inquisition. The way she dressed, she had her hair, everything exactly. And the Butch one, she felt a lot like Iron Bull.
Yeah.
Headstrong. Let us fight. I was sitting there like, okay, where'd you get your reference? Because it's oddly vague and familiar.
Yeah.
And
the one is sensitive.
yeah, that whole dynamic.
Yeah, the Butch one, right?
Yeah.
That's Iron Bull in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah. Yeah, but continuing on. It was exhausting seeing them all together talking about Camille's plan and how they go around and they had to be inspired to go ahead and make that plan come to reality. They always had to talk about Hector and using him to make the army. I'm like, shut up! We know about this already, man.
Bro, it's funny? The whole time they repeat, I'm like, bro, I can't wait to see them die. Like they're so bland. Yeah, exactly. In my notes, those two characters,
White bread.
The thing is, like, except for Camilla, right? Those two
No,
characters.
Camilla's half white bread.
Except for Camilla, because we saw her in season 2, right? But like those two characters were they were nothing. Mm-hmm. They were really nothing. They have why? One is smart, one is strong. Good for you, right? They don't have anything. They have one tender moment where the Butch one. Man, we need to know their names. We can't be calling them.
We don't care.
Huh? I think the
Striga was the Butch one.
All right.
I don't remember the
Morana. Morana was
the smart one.
Why are you rolling your R's?
Well, I mean.
But anyway, the Butch one. Second.
Second verse, same from the first.
She literally. There's a scene where she literally, overthinks about the plan, right? Mm-hmm. Right, and she's not guesstimating. What's the other word? She doesn't see promise about the plan, right? That's happening, right? Because they needed to do this, they needed to do that.
Was she strategizing or theorizing?
Yeah, she was. That was the scene when she was thinking like, "Oh, we needed to do this, we need to have that," right?
Right.
And then the brain was like, "I solved it. You do this and you do that." And I'm like,
and then she goes, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Wait, if you're the tactician one, why did you not think about that?"
That's the thing. It's like you're both stupid, right? And then Camilla comes with her big dick. My big plan. So you heard about it, huh? And she repeats the same bullshit again with more. But now you believe me, huh? That stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, fuck you.
Middle of the night, last night, me watching it. Shut up! Will you shut up?
Okay, and Saint Germain. To me, he felt more annoying than Trevor.
Oh, he gets better. I agree with you in the beginning. He was a bit of annoying in the beginning.
He just kept talking to himself, saying, "Oh, this plan. Let me just make it seem like I'm all right."
Because they don't develop him until like later. They don't actually explain him, but
yeah. And the whole monk thing, I was just like, man, these psychos.
Bro, especially that one monk where his eyes are like, boom. I was like, thanks, son. I got something on my face. What you looking at? His eyes are wide all the time. Like,
which is funny.
Oh, how are you, Saint Germain? I'm like, get the fuck away from me, dude.
Which is funny. I feel like the reference for those monk characters were actual monks that were in the paintings.
The statues?
All the statues and paintings of them.
The wide eye.
They got those wide eyes and they look at you with those beards and shit. And I was like, bro, this is such...
The main guy did look like it.
It's like, bro, stop drawing your reference. God damn.
And a few more things I'm going to touch upon. The saving grace would have to be Isaac. Because...
Thank you.
In one or two ways, I resonated more in terms of him feeling lost and not knowing who he is. He's just having this deep anger within him after what happened to Dracula and the betrayer Hector. And with this talk with the sailor, yeah, it just seemed more attuned to what I was feeling.
The captain was my favorite part of that episode.
Yeah, he was he was like a guy who didn't really care. He wanted something interesting. What we needed.
he was his Yoda moment for this season. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it.
I mean, he had two Yoda moments, but yeah.
Yeah, but his main Yoda moment was with the captain, where he was explaining stuff to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was
like,
great.
why do you think about it this way? Why don't you think about it this way?
Yeah, like I like that a lot, man. He was that guy that made Isaac question what he was doing, living someone's dream. What about your own, right? This was so good to me, man.
That was the best writing, and then they ruined back to goats, huh?
And it completely went overboard. I'm telling you, before I got here, I went home from work, and I was getting ready to watch Castlevania. Continue on where I left off, and then when it passed that point, I went to bed and I went to sleep. I took a nap. And then, that moment, it kind of gave me this weird moment when I woke up. It was just like, back then when you were a kid and you just watched a show and you fell asleep on the couch. And then when you wake up, you're like, huh, I'm in my bed? Who put me in my bed?
Bro, that's what happened to me. That is literally what happened to me.
I had that moment. I'm like...
My desk is like 2 feet from my bed. But that's literally... I was like episode 6... And then I started episode 7, and I fell asleep before the interesting stuff happened. Mm-hmm. But I wake up, I was watching it on my laptop. Laptop's dead, and I turn it on, and it's at episode 10. I was like, y'all played when I was asleep. I don't remember any of this. I went all the way back to episode 7. I was like, okay, let me restart this thing. I was past this. Keeps playing. Okay, I'm past this. Keep playing. Right here. Okay, now I found where I was last thing I remember.
For real, man, I had that feeling. And it's going to take a tough time for me to finish this because all the while I was kind of taking a break from watching everything new, in a sense, because
You got burnt out.
I got burnt out because
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I told this man, you're gonna be burnt out. He's like, no, I can handle it. It'll be good. I'll watch all the new stuff. It'll be fine. What happened?
well, I started playing Dragon Quest V, and
Nah.
then I didn't even touch no anime or cartoons after that.
Oh,
But
Dragon
then,
Quest 5. How far you are?
bruh, I'm almost at the end.
I'm about to find Bianca, motherfucker. God damn.
But other than that, I don't know if I'm going to continue watching this. I'm going to give it a week tops before getting back into it.
I mean, I suggest just tear that band-aid, just finish it. Cause
Honestly, yes.
What? You're episode 7?
No,
It's episode 4.
In the middle.
4.
Look, once you push through to 7, it gets interesting again.
Okay.
Trust us, you just got to push through those 2 BS episodes, and then once you get
a lot
past
of BS episodes,
once you get to 7, the halfway part of 7, you're gonna be like, okay, now this is where they could have skipped all this BS part and started the season, continued the season here.
The thing that I will acknowledge that I'm doing more of lately is that even though we're kind of talking about, the bad things that kind of happen with these type of shows, the expectations that kind of fell in the end, what I'm kind of like thinking about now is just the amount of work they put in. I'm thinking about that in like a grander sense. And
oh yeah, that's the compassion we have. I mean, that's what I say. The good is that technically they work their asses off, right? But when it comes to the story,
and
it's
and I get that. And I can acknowledge that animator that kind of gave a lot to Castlevania. He wasn't able to make it to this type of. He wasn't able to make it to the season because he's working on the Owl House. So yeah, but there are talented animators here, and I'll give them credit. Another thing too is just depending on the scheduling, because Powerhouse Animation had a lot of things going on.
yeah, they got some stuff to do.
Yeah, like there was this show from I don't know how to pronounce his name right. He's a YouTuber. Is Jello Apocalypse, whatever. Yeah. So he made a show called Epithet Erased, and they were working on that, and they had production issues and stuff like that, where they did a full-on animation sequence for him, and then throughout the rest of the episodes, it kind of just turned into this like, those animation. It's like animation style where you have like cutout animation.
Yeah.
And you kind of like flip. And
you flip around, and
and they talk and stuff like that. It's like limited animation for some points.
Yeah.
So they had that to handle, and then they had Ses Manos, the Netflix show dealing with Mexico and and monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah, with what's his name, from the Marvel TV show.
Kingpin?
No.
Not Kingpin. Well, he seemed like the Mexican.
No. Michael Coulter, as you know, as the Bulletproof Man, Luke Cage. He voices the black guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did good in that show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is the reason why I didn't watch that show, is because I don't like the animation, because it to me, I saw it kind of really limited.
Oh, choppy.
Like choppy,
Very
like extremely choppy, and I just don't like it choppy. Either if you're gonna cut corners, freaking make them liquid people,
Or give them a lot of smear frames.
Yes, just give them smear frames, because that choppiness, it kills me, man. It's like an animatronic robot for malfunctioning for like a 5-minute scene.
I will say,
Which is 5-minute scenes of just normal stuff like drinking or picking up stuff. It's like what? This thing is broken.
I will say this: Ses Manos is a good show to watch.
Ah.
Okay, so sorry for Castlevania ending like this, but
I'm not.
We'll see what happens in season 4.
I was
Let me tell
happy
you
when it
something.
was over.
Let me tell you something. Season 3, if you can only watch, if for anybody out there, just watch episode 9 and 10. And then that's it. You'll be good. Cause like it just kills it. You know, it's like season, and it's like you have 10 episodes, and maybe they have problems, production problems or whatever, animation problems.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if this is what they could give us for 10 episodes, and it's not better than the 4 they gave us, the 4 episodes they could give us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to see what happens next. And if they give them more episodes, say this time it's 13 episodes, I'll be like, bro, every episode better be good. Because I'm not going through 13 episodes of just straight up nothing, you know, because that was crazy. There was, you know, it's funny too. No setup for the next season.
Nope.
No setup.
And someone was reading the review to me, saying it ends with a setup of you might see Alucard, Cypher, and Trevor teaming up again. I saw the end. I was like, again. You must be smoking the same stuff IGN was smoking. They never showed that at all.
They just watched. You know what? You know why they gave us? Oh, you know what? The reason why they gave us season 10 is because they watched season 2. They say, "Oh, they will team up again," is because they watched season 2.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Oh, we'll meet you again." All right, bye. Right. That's why. I don't know.
That or they just watched episode 10.
I don't know. Clea, any final words?
I might just watch the other 2 seasons again.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well. Because I saw, you know, it's funny. I took a break from that like midway to the show to watch episode 1, and I was like, so good, so good. It's like, what you done to my wife?
Like, I love the relationship between Dracula and the wife too, and I love seeing that dynamic and the fact that, I mean, I know they're both deceased, but maybe some flashbacks in this 3rd season or something.
A lot more?
Maybe a little bit more.
Give me some more. No. Just campy.
You know, do that without your card instead of whatever we got. That would have been better. That would have been so much better.
What we got was a train wreck.
Show how he learned how to fight with Dracula. How he learned how to protect the sword.
That'd be great.
Show how he learned how to cook and hunt with his mom.
Yeah.
Because you know Dracula didn't teach him
Flashbacks.
that.
Bro, oh my God, we're writing.
There we go.
We're writing.
Look at that.
We're rewriting season 3.
We're writing season 3. That should have been it. It should have been. Since he's gonna be by himself, it should have been him in the wilderness, thinking about all the shit his mama and papa taught him, right, over the years, because he misses
and you know how you end it with
he
season
misses
3?
them.
You show the 2 then showing up. End. Like that. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't do this BS. Which I was like, get this computer out of here. What the is going
So
on?
anyway, I can't wait for Tomura artists and hentai artists to make this show even more spectacular.
No, they already started.
They already started? Awesome.
Jacob,
Pull that up. Pull it up. All right, we're done here. SiXFramesPodcast. Pull that up.
Let's pull that up on the big screen. You have a virus. What?
Oh, boy. Well, that was it.
Yeah. Well.
Wait.
What? You got last
would
word?
What would you give?
Oh, what I would rate it?
Yes.
Oh, they gave it a 10, right?
What out of 10 would you give it?
This is a 7.
A question mark.
Good answer. Jacob, from what you've seen so far.
This is a 7.
6.5.
I'm like in between you two. It's like a 6.5 and a 7.
It's only I give it a 6 because you're at that point. It's a 7 because those last 2 episodes
No, when I was at Jacob's point,
raised the level.
No, when I was at Jacob's point, it was like a 4 or a 5. And then when episode 7 came along, I was like, okay, it's a 5, 8. Okay, you're getting higher now. And then after episode 10, I was like, 6.57.
I don't know. Whatever. Look, the point is, it's not a fucking 10.
No.
That's all it is.
No.
This 2-hour conversation is not a 10. Alright? Alright, and if you believe this is a 10, you either got some problems,
Or you're smoking the good kush from
you're
IGN.
getting the good kush, or you're just watching the show so you could put it on your bathroom and jerk off. That's all it is. That's all it is. Don't stop lying to yourselves. Alright? Now, this show's great. Because it's not. It got a lot of flaws.
Oh, how you coming?
Yeah. Yep. That, yeah. That's some shit, Jacob. Anyway, I guess this is the end, Jacob.
Well, Jacob recommendations.
Yes,
Okay.
let us get this bad taste out of our mouth.
This is the end of what we just said, and
Bruh,
we need some great recommendation now.
bruh, I felt defeated. Just dang it, man. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, welcome to Jacob recommendations. Okay, I'm gonna work on that later.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah.
I thought
Now it's time for Jacob recommendation. Here's Jacob.
Bow. Okay.
no. I tossed you.
bow.
I tossed you a layup.
And you slapped it down.
you didn't dunk it. You slapped it, and then this man comes here with the and like, no, we're not having that.
Okay, let's do over. Jacob recommendations.
All right.
Let's go. All right. So, what I do have is, well, I talked about it last podcast when we were talking about what we've been doing. This is Glitch Text. Okay, so this show is pretty good, man. It's on Netflix, and this is from Nickelodeon. It's a gamer type of show, and the two characters that we kind of meet up with is like Miko and High Five, where in a sense it's just them going through adventures, and you know they kind of get this type of job where they go around and hunt glitch monsters, and it kind of gives me like a Ghostbusters vibe to it.
Like the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo in the cyber chase?
a little. No. In some parts, but they go around hunting glitches that kind of appear in the real world, and they kind of like mess around with technology and make things go awry. Bruh, you got certain video game characters that they built references of, and you know it, and you're like, dang, that's so cool. And they go around like this video game characters go around and wreak havoc. They kind of have these set patterns that you all know. It's like, oh, this is so good. These set patterns that kind of like mess with things. Bro, this show is all around good. And when they capture these glitches, what they have to do is that any onlooker or bystander that kind of like sees this whole thing going on, they kind of reboot their memory as to what happened before they saw that glitch. It's so good.
So they Men in Black them?
Yeah.
Here, look at this.
it's like Ghostbusters or Men in Black shit.
Yes, it's so cool though. It's like, bruh, if you're a gamer and a movie buff, you'll love this show. And the bad thing about this show is just that okay, I mentioned this in the last episodes that Nickelodeon did them dirty, which is
Nicktoons, right? The graveyard.
No, it was okay. Let me get my thoughts. This show was supposed to be released in 2018, but it got delayed in 2019.
Okay.
Oh, I remember you talking about this when we were.
Yeah. So Nickelodeon froze production. This show had 20 episodes for the first season. Nickelodeon was like, well, should we be ready to put this out? And this is amongst the layoffs. Like there was a layoff session happening on Nickelodeon too. So a lot of people found out they had no more jobs on Twitter. So it was just like, dang. So they had to go.
Nickelodeon's like, we here at Nickelodeon want to fire everybody. We're like, what?
But you had But you had rumors. You were hearing rumors of Nickelodeon canceling the show because this was supposed to come out in 2019 on Nickelodeon. So you're like, okay, what's the status? You got all these artists that are being laid off, and some of them are still urging support for the show to happen. And it's just like, dang, son. So it officially now is on Netflix, and it's just like, dang.
Because of the Netflix and Nickelodeon merger.
Yeah.
Because the dark side of the reason why Nickelodeon are laying off people is because Nickelodeon's not doing good.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon needs some crack. And they need a dealer, and they found one. Netflix.
It's just the bad thing about Nickelodeon is just that there's not a show that they think can compete with SpongeBob. You got the Loud House, and you got like...
Yeah, but how can... Now we're going philosophical about cartoons now. Thank you, Jacob. It's so stupid how they're trying to find the next SpongeBob, where they should just focus on just putting out some good stuff, right? It's like, because you make your money when you you show good cartoons, because there's no other places, like Cartoon Network is not showing stuff, right? It's like, when is their new stuff gonna happen? They only show clips of Thundercats and whatever.
They killed
but they haven't shown them yet.
Yeah.
So, and Nickelodeon had the opportunity to take all the people that were like, fuck Cartoon Network. And we could have brought them back to Nick. But they were like, nah, SpongeBob and
the Loud
House and whatever live action show we have.
Yeah.
The Dunkersons or something like that.
Henry Danger.
Henry Danger. Now that has a cartoon show.
Yeah.
With 3 seasons.
Ew. but continuing on, Glitch Text, even though with all this bad treatment that it had, and Netflix, it's doing good, and it's only 10 episodes. I guess they're going to save the second half of the 10 episodes for season 2, which is not a good idea, but to each their own. And I hear rumors that they have some of these episodes kind of like storyboarded, but they haven't worked on them yet. Well, maybe they worked on it now. Who knows?
They rehired these people.
Well,
no, they just replaced them. They
replaced them, but Glitch Text, support the show, watch it. It's if you're a gamer and you like that type of stuff, watch it. It's so good. You'll definitely love the 2 characters' names, Miko and High Five. Their relationship is so good. It's one of those shows, you know how when you have 2 best friend characters, a female and a male, and they're kind of like, you could sense a love interest type of thing going on with them. It's kind of forced. This one doesn't have that. It's all buddy friendly, and it's just so cool to see that.
Oh, so it's better than Trevor and Sai. All right.
Yes, way better.
Toss a coin to your Belmont.
and Miko, she's a really likable character. She hates tutorial stages. She just wants to go straight to action. She's an experienced gamer. Oh, this show is good. So another show I want to talk about is The Owl House. This show is created by Dana Terrace and her boyfriend, Alex Hirst. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
You got it.
Yeah.
Alex Hirst.
He's the creator of Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
So they work together. Well, he's the voice of one of the characters of the show, the little demon character.
Didn't he do Bill Cipher as well?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because he sounds a lot.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he was a demon, and then you get this little demon dog thing like, fear me! But I'm also cute at the same time.
Yeah. Well, this show is about this girl. Her name is Luz. She kind of goes into this portal, and she wants to be a witch. And, she kind of meets this woman who's a rebellious witch.
It's Ryoko, just admit it.
Yeah. She's pretty cool.
Hey. those art students know how to get their reference.
Yeah. And
Voiced by, I forgot her name. She does so many cartoons.
bruh,
She's great.
She sounds so familiar. I forgot her name, but she does a good job here. The rebellious witch, called the Owl Witch or whatever. She's so cool, and she has her own stages. She's kind of random, and Loves wants to, have her teach her magic. So in this type of show, you get kind of these kind of like weird type of like shenanigans that happen dealing with the Owl Witch. And overall, this show has only like 7 or 8 episodes right now, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's kind of like a good counterpart to Amphibia, the show I mentioned before. It's
Which I have not yet watched, but I'll get there soon.
yeah, like the jokes hit. You have the demon dog looking character. He's the king of all demons, but he got reverted to that form because something happened. So there.
I'm cute.
So in a way, there's a lot of things that's going on, these B plots, whatever. But other than that, it's a good show to watch, man. Like it has a lot of anime references, you could tell.
Of course.
And Spencer Wan, the guy that I mentioned earlier, who couldn't make it to Castlevania, he worked on some parts of the intro.
Yeah, and I bet it's beautiful.
So beautiful.
Wendy Malick.
Oh, her?
Yes, that's the voice actress.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so good. You could.
She was Ponch's wife in The Emperor's New Groove.
Okay. All right, I get it now. All right. But
Keep going.
yeah, but like you could tell the scenes, bro. They're so animated beautifully. Like, bro, they put so much love into this show, man. Compared to all the shows that you've seen here, like from Disney or Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, this one is kind of like set in his own cloth. And in a way,
I mean, it's created by somebody who's very talented.
Yeah, yeah, and like kind of related to this in a way is just that I was listening to Spencer Wan's kind of like interview with this podcast. It's out on SoundCloud. I don't remember the name, but he was giving a whole interview type of vibe to, to these questions that the interviewer was asking him about how he kind of had this relationship working on the Owl House with Dana Terrace because they went to Cal Arts together.
Cal Arts.
Yeah, and she was one of those talented artists, and their whole and he wouldn't have got this job if it wasn't for her. So in a way, there's an interview you can find it. I'll probably link it or whatever.
I'm glad he got the job, but I kind of wish he was working on Castlevania because a little setback, the lack of intro, animated intro in season 3. Anyway,
but other than that, bro, this show is a good watch. In a way, people kind of feel is kind of getting some backlash because some people think it's teaching people how to become a witch.
What?
Yeah, it's
Christian moms, settle your tits.
what like Dungeons and Dragons again?
Let's teach me about Satan.
Are you gonna ban Pokemon again?
In a way, it's mostly them, and I can't really give my beliefs in that type of talk right now, but
The Ninja Turtles are using weapons. Oh no!
But other than that, if you set aside all that type of stuff, this show is pretty good animation-wise, story-wise, and character development-wise.
Yeah.
This is the show for you to watch if you really want to see those things. Besides all the other cartoons that don't offer that type of art sense in today's
We
generation.
can go on that because it's not good, man.
It's not looking
good.
It's not looking too good right now. But nonetheless, that's all I have to offer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good
That was a good
Jacob.
little appetizer. That was good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good job.
Tasty.
Kind of forget the bad taste of
Yeah.
watching.
Bad taste of what?
Episodes.
Of what? Of what?
Castle.
Shut up.
Castle Fort.
Take a hint. I'm being sarcastic. Shut up.
I mean,
We just swallowed mouthwash. Don't force something back down.
we just go back to season 1 and 2. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I know. All right, so I guess that's it.
Hey.
We did it. Yay. We might have to cut some shit down.
Yeah, we have to.
But thank you guys for listening. Catch us everywhere. We're almost in every podcast thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just click our Linktree. Subscribe everywhere. Help us out. We got Let's Plays. like it's 2005. We're just doing stuff, so support us, please.
Bye, everybody.
We need your financial support.
Hold on, I don't want to be a beggar, but I kind of want to. I'm about to hold out. But I have a my fans only page.
End it before it gets worse.
And thank you for listening to another 6Frame Podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more, email us at 6framepodcast@gmail.com. That is 6framepodcast@gmail.com. You can also catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. 6 Frames. Don't forget to rate and follow us on our Apple Podcasts and Podbean. And our YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to 6 Frames and ring that bell for notifications so you never miss another episode. So what are you waiting for, nerd? Subscribe, like, rate, do all that stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.